Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here, and it's time to do another double review of The Legend of Korra 9 and 10. There's a lawnmower outside, hopefully that's not too distracting. And a couple of things I didn't mention in previous reviews. Her name is Asami. I don't know where the fuck I don't know what dark corner of my ass I pulled Mine from, but it's Asami. And the Cabbage Corp was hilarious. That was awesome. I didn't mention that. I didn't mention in the one episode where she's flying with Tenzin and they're on like a flying bison, and basically he says to meditate on the things Aang is trying to tell you, and I didn't mention that in my review, but this is a good episode to talk about that because it gets followed up. And also, one last thing before I get into the actual review. The dude with like the mustache, the guy who's like a fodder equalist, but he's not like fodder because he kind of has a cool voice and everything. He's a bitch, dude, seriously. He's ass cheeks. Like, the dude gets his ass kicked every time he appears, usually in like one shot. Like, it's just pathetic. But anyways. So yeah, he's a disappointment. I thought he was kind of cool when he first appeared, and he kind of fought Mako and Bolin at the same time, and he was like a beast, but then Korra saved them, and I was like, oh, maybe he's still cool, but no, he gets his ass kicked like all the time. This episode, though, Korra's kidnapped. We got fucking Tarlok still doing bloodbending, and he locks her in a metal box and she's basically just like, yeah, I'm gonna meditate now. Best time is any. Can't get out of the metal box because she's not a metal bender. So she's stuck in the box, and you got everyone else kind of searching for her. People are finding out about it. They're checking, you know, the council room, and Tarlok's trying to frame the Equalist, which is pretty smart, and he's pretty thorough about it. He actually goes full lengths and actually like electrocutes himself. Now, one thing with Tarlok, I was kind of thinking, it was just a vague little like theory in my head, was maybe Tarlok is Amon Shyamalan, because I don't know, their voices are a little similar, kind of, and I don't know, just the way he's unique with the blood bending and how he made these metal benders go kidnap innocent people, and the innocent people were like, you benders need to stop oppressing us or whatever, you know, the metal benders being police trying to arrest them and the curfew and all that, and I was like, oh, maybe he's behind the mask, maybe he's a secret Equalist. And then I saw him with Equalist weapons and stuff, and he had like the glove and electrocuted himself, and I was like, huh, but then why would he frame them? It didn't make a lot of sense, and I was like, huh, I wonder what's going on with this guy. And apparently he wasn't connected to them, but he is connected to the dude who's in the flashbacks. So I guess I'll talk about those. Actually, no, well, let me get all the present day stuff out of the way first. We get the rescue team. They go into the base of the Equalists, and we get to see Beifong do more of her fucking metal bending, where she does like what Toph would do, but she does like, the second time she does it, I'm like, oh, it wasn't as cool as the first time, because the first time was surprising. But the third time she does it, she does like this epic echo like across the whole room. I'm like, whoa, like you've got some N going on from Hunter x Hunter. But yeah, she does that. That was cool. She rescues her men. She breaks open the bars. First thought in my head was, why didn't they break the bars themselves? Second thought right after that, they probably don't have bending anymore, and they don't, so that makes sense. They rescue them. There's this cool little minecart chase. Bolin does some cool stuff. There was love triangle bullshit when they first arrived. Asami's like, I think Mako is caring too much about Korra. I'm like, oh, dude, the Avatar is kidnapped. Can we focus on something important right now and not your, like, petty love bullshit? Like, really? Like, it's just not, you know, it's not that important right now. But the love triangle's starting to resurge itself, and I'm not a fan of that. But it was minor in the episode, so it's not too big of a deal. But she now knows that Mako and Korra kissed that one time, so whatever. Character development, I guess, who knows. But yeah, and they do end up going to well, actually they don't end up rescuing her. She's at the place, and what ends up happening is Tarlok's there. She finds out who Tarlok is, and then the Equalists show up. Amon himself, Shyamalan, shows up, and he ends up bloodbending all of them, but he can't do it that well to fucking Amon. And I'm like, what is up with this guy? Like, we get like a backstory in the flashback about how Tarlok can bloodbend without a full moon because rare people are born sometimes. And I mean, that's kind of a weak explanation, but it is an explanation. Kind of lazy, but I mean, if that's the full explanation on how Tarlok's abilities work, we don't know for sure. But Tarlok is the son of the dude in the flashbacks, and I'll talk about that whole thing in a second, but Yeah, he ends up trying to bloodbend them. It does not work on Amon, and it looks like Tarlok got his bending taken away, which is pretty huge progress, because he was one of the antagonists of this season, and now it seems like he doesn't have bending anymore, so that's pretty important. But yeah, it not working on what's-his-name is kind of crazy. Like, I could buy the whole a rare person was born, they can bloodbend without blah, blah, blah. I could buy that. Nickelodeon, kids show, kind of, you know. But, Amon needs explanation, because this dude's just crazy, but... Because it almost feels like he's, like, not impervious to bending, but, like, it's like bending doesn't work on him as well, is what it feels like, almost, but... And he can take it away, which is something Aang can do. Speaking of, let's talk about the flashback now. We get this flashback in the middle of the episode when Korra's meditating. We get it in pieces, but it's just to get the fanboy stuff out of the way. It's cool to see Sokka and Toph calling Aang Twinkle Toes. I think their adult voices match them. I think they fit their personalities very nicely. But yeah, they got this dude on trial because he's like a criminal in the underworld and stuff. And I swear he's voiced by Clancy Brown, the voice actor for fucking Baron Praxis. From fucking Jak and Daxter, Jak 2 to be specific. He's done other PlayStation roles, and he's the villain in Highlander also. But great voice. Love that guy. One of my favorite actors that there is, especially for voice work. And I believe he voices this guy, and I forget the guy's name, but he's a bloodbender. Sokka is the head of the council. I'm wondering why Katara wasn't here. That was kind of weird, but because we know she's alive, but she wasn't in the flashbacks, which was weird. Or like, you know, some of the other characters. I guess Zuko didn't have to be there, but whatevs. He ends up getting arrested. He starts bloodbending motherfuckers. Really hacks. He's bloodbending like everybody in the fucking room. Aang and him get into a fight. The air scooter was epic. He had like this beastly giant air scooter. And then there's the scene where he catches up with the dude and he starts getting bloodbended, and I'm like, his leg like twists. I'm like, wow, they're really fucking up Aang's body right now for like Nickelodeon. Like, that's crazy. Like, just that one shot of his leg getting all twisted in his arm, like, I was like, that's a little much. But he Avatar states it up, takes the dude's bending away, which was beastly, and that's pretty much the end of the flashback. Now Korra knows you're his son, that's why you can do it. Which I'm not sure how much sense that makes, because sometimes there are benders and their kids don't become benders. Like, weren't they talking about that in the beginning of Korra, where the wife was like, I don't want any more benders in my family, can't there be someone normal like me? And it's like, well, how does that work exactly? Like, some people can bend, some people can't. Like, there's non-benders and benders. Some people are born with it, some people aren't. So his son being born with it, I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's... I don't know. It's kind of convenient. The writing's a little, messy, I suppose, a little lazy-ish, but it's not bad. It's not horrible writing. It's fine. Could be better though, and the original Avatar did have better writing, but you know, this is a different show. Anyways. Tarlok does get his bending taken away, like I said. Korra escapes. She does this cool thing where she takes, I guess it doesn't absorb electricity or whatever, she hangs on the metal cage, they electrocute it, she kicks that dude's ass, he sucks, like I said, and then she slides down the mountain, crashes into a tree, her fucking polar bear dog shows up and rescues her, and then everyone meets up with her in the city, Mako's all over her, and obviously that's pissing off Asami, and even though it's love triangle bullshit, I can honestly kind of understand why she'd be pissed. I mean, Mako is like, throughout this whole episode, like, where's Korra? Fucking, like, seriously concerned for her, like, at first it makes sense because she's a friend, but even when they found her, he's like, move, and he picks her up and he sets her down, and it's just, I can understand why she's pissed off. I'd probably be kind of pissed too, like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck, son? I'm your girlfriend over here, you know, weird for me to say that, but, yeah, boyfriend, whatever, you know, switch the situation, but it was a good episode. Like I said, the writing was a little off, but it was still really cool overall, but not like the best episode. I'll go like 8 out of 10. Like I said, the writing to me, a little lazy here and there, but it's not like the worst writing. I did think it was a good episode, but I do wish there was a little bit stronger of an explanation as to how they could bloodbend. Maybe there will be, but for now it's a so-so explanation, and his son carrying on that ability is a little so-so because we know that some people are born benders, some people aren't, so, you know. But, yeah. Overall, it's not that bad. I'll go 8 out of 10 for this episode. But, yeah, I literally was in my head, I was about to say I'll go 8 out of 10 for this episode of Hunter x Hunter, but no, I stopped myself and just said 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for The Legend of Korra, episode 9. Out of the Past, I believe that was the name. I actually remember that. But anyways, I'll be moving on to episode 10. Okay, you guys, so episode 10 of Korra. Wow, okay, if I forget anything in this episode, I apologize, but it felt like they packed a ton into this episode. Okay, so one thing I didn't mention in my last review that I meant to mention, when Beifong put on her metal armor like she was fucking Iron Man, that was sick. That was disgusting. I love that was epic. Anyways, this episode. We kind of get the recovery time, you know, they're chilling at home, Korra's rescued. Little bit of love triangle bullshit. I like that Mako says we need to be worrying about other things right now. I was like, yes, thank you, Mako, you're right. But assume he's kind of being a bitch about it. But yeah, there's that. What ends up happening, though, is Amon is just like, fuck it, we rain fire, and they just, like, start destroying the city and fucking everybody up. Kidnapping council members. They try to kidnap fucking Tenzin, but he's too much of a beast. But yeah, we see the other ones get kidnapped. You got the dude, oh my god, motherfucking lightning sticks with the mustache. It has to be like a running gag that this guy always gets his ass kicked, because he always gets his ass kicked. It's hilarious at this point. Oh, that was the best, just seeing him just get smacked around all the time, but anyway, they're attacking the city and everything. Again, I'm trying to... Tenzin ends up going in there. They send, like, to the Imperial Army, whatever they want to send in, like, hardcore fucking dudes to rescue Republic City, and we see that at the end, and I'll get to that later, but they're going to send in dudes, but their power goes out, they're cutting off communication, it's all fucked up, and he ends up airbending their way out of the smoke tunnel, but then they get attacked by the robots, he fights them off, he's about to get captured, the group shows up, we get to see some cool action from everyone. Fucking Mako has this epic scene where he redirects the electricity he's getting zapped with. Korra does this cool thing where she sends water into its engine. Even Asami, I mean, I don't really like Asami's character that much. All there is to her character is literally love triangle bullshit. That's her only purpose, and I really don't like that. But when she does combat, she's pretty cool. She does, the self-defense class is paid off. But, yeah. That happens, they rescue Tenzin, and then they have to go back to the island because the island's getting attacked by the fucking Equalists. The Equalists are on their fucking going ham mode. And, you have Beifong there, she's chilling, she's helping everyone, and she fights these dudes off. She's a badass, like always. But when she's about to get beat, she gets rescued by the kids, which I thought... You could say that after already kicking most of those Equalists' asses, the kids just kind of came in and finished them off, but... The way the kids just came in and just knocked these dudes around, because these are like hardcore chi blockers. These dudes were fucking up with Korra and shit a few episodes ago, and these kids come in and do it. A little awkward. I like Milo's dialogue, but his fart joke gag is really fucking stupid. His dialogue's funny, and while this is happening, the baby's being born, so it's completely chaotic, tons of shit happening. They end up getting rescued, though. The island's pretty much safe. The baby's born, everything's okay. Then more airships show up. They try to escape because they're the last airbenders, title drop from the first series. And Beifong ends up sacrificing herself. She goes back, she takes down a whole thing by herself. She gets captured on the next one. That sucked. And then the Avatar and everyone, Korra, they go into hiding. And, Patience and everything. They hint that she's still learning airbending. I mean, obviously she's learning airbending, we just haven't really been seeing it. It would be nice to see her actually do some of it at some point, though. But yeah. There was that part. So yeah, they go into hiding, and then Beifong is captured, and then I'm like sad face because she gets her bending taken away, and I'm like, no, but it was an epic scene. And then we get to see the guard coming in, and I'm like, no. We see this guy, right? He walks up, and he's like, sir, we got report from Republic City and everything, and he's like, tell them we'll be there in 3 days' time. I'm like, fuck, not that voice. No, not Dante Bosco. And then he says General Iroh, and I was done. That was the moment. Naming it's probably Zuko's son. Or I guess maybe grandson. But naming him Iroh, oh, that was epic. Oh my god. That was epic. Zuko's a really good character. They brought back the voice actor. Any fan of the series will recognize it immediately. Oh, that was awesome. Oh my god. Now I see where Nostalgia Critic got his fucking Dante Bosco cameo from in the end of his top 11 video that he made recently. But anyways, yeah, so he says he's gonna be there in 3 days' time, and he's gonna win back Republic City, and he's got this whole fleet of motherfucking ships, and I'm like, epic. So that was a great ending. Like I said, they just packed a ton into this episode. The love triangle stuff bothered me, but it was, again, it was minor in the beginning, and the whole episode's just really well done. Like, the combat was really good. It felt like it had a ton of progression to the overall, you know, Equalists doing their big invasion. I almost want to go 11 out of 10. I mean, it didn't completely blow my socks off, and, you know, not Equalist, the love triangle stuff does bother me, so I'll probably bump it down to a 10 or a 10.5, but I really, really liked this episode. That ending especially blew my mind. That was awesome. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. There was the pregnancy, there was the invasion, there was the combat, there was the love triangle stuff in the beginning, Korra going into hiding with her friends, the one dude constantly getting his ass kicked, even the polar bear dog gets to smack him around, the kids even fucked with him. Oh my god. But yeah, overall, oh, and like the baby was born and its name was Roma, I believe. Boy. Funny scene when Milo's like, about time we get another boy. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure I covered most everything. If I forgot anything, I apologize. I'll say something in my next video, but this was definitely a great, fantastic episode, and I'll go 10.5. So, yeah. 10.5 out of 10. And, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of The Legend of Korra in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Only 2 left for Season 1.